The following segment is sponsored by the AT&T Blue Room.
Ironman with all his abilities, which you can go into later, perfectly gameable character. It's going to follow a lot of the core movie themes and ideas, but some stuff that, you know, we couldn't show in the movie or that we really want to include from the comics, we're going to use to expand that movie world a bit more. It's Iron Man's first solo game, you know, it's like he's no other characters, just Iron Man showing off what he can do for the very first time. So our goal is to like have the definitive Iron Man game. Iron Man is very gameable because you got a guy who can take on hordes of enemies. Everybody loves a guy who can take on hordes of enemies. You got your shooting mechanics, you got your contextual action, cool stuff. You know, the game's gonna look gorgeous because Secret Level's doing an awesome job making a game, and as you can see, the game's only a year out and it's already looking great. It's gonna only get better. If you like action games, you like, you know, being one man versus a million people, you're gonna like playing as Iron Man. I would definitely throw it under the third-person action game because you're going to see the back of the character, and I mean, we're throwing a lot of stuff, like there's a lot of shooting, a lot of blowing up, a lot of melee. So picture kind of rolling up Battlefield but taking out one of the armies and throwing in Iron Man, a little bit of, you know, Ace Combat where you have like dogfighting in the air, and, you know, some really strong melee stuff, because that's where Iron Man, you know, he's a ground guy, he punches things, he lifts turrets off tanks, you know, he knocks like legions of soldiers down. So it's kind of like, it's got a lot of great stuff from all those different genres of games. One of the things that I like the most are the contextual actions. So what these let us do, right, it's kind of use enemies as power-ups. So whether it's grabbing a missile and throwing it back and blowing up an enemy turret with it, it's these kind of things where we're not arbitrarily throwing like power-up boxes, we're using objects in the world that make sense to use. And these like contextual actions also let us use comic book moments. Like, for example, one of the missile catches is from one of my personal favorite issues, issue 208. Iron Man actually catches the missile and throws it at the ground. Like, you know, if we can use these classic moments and put them into the games in these formats, it would be awesome. These are going to be spectacular. The movie team has been extremely helpful and synergistic with us. Anything we want, they get it for us. Like the model that you're seeing in the game is exactly what they're using in the CGI. Whatever you see on the big screen, you're going to see that in the game. We definitely aren't ignoring the comic stuff, so we're going to include some comic stuff there too. We're saying spring 2008. Of course, you know, since it's a movie game, we're going to try to hit around the same window as the movie. Platforms expected on PS3, 360, which are being developed by Secret Level, owned by Sega. A2M is developing the Wii, PS2, PSP, PC, and DS versions of it.
Be sure to check out the AT&T Blue Room at blueroom.att.com/gaming.